Hi friends, I'm David, Associate Game Director for Wild Rift. Let's sparkle our way to the gameplay changes for this patch. The 3-act gameplay structure is super important for Wild Rift, where players feel the ramp up from early to mid and into late game. Looking over the last few patches, we feel there's room for improvement for the late stages of the game. The focus here is to increase the opportunities for comebacks while maintaining the frenetic pace of Wild Rift. First, we're adding inhibitor respawns. So once an inhibitor is destroyed, it'll come back again after a little while. This way, the game won't feel like it is completely over if you lose an inhibitor early, and you'll be able to focus more on facing off against the enemy team and less on their minions. Continuing with the theme of climactic game ends, we're adding a mechanic that limits turtling. Once you reach the super late game, towers will begin to burn and eventually collapse. And while we don't expect this effect to trigger frequently, we want you to feel the urgency of pushing your advantage or coming back from your disadvantages. Every patch, we look to make improvements to specific roles. Last patch was all about the jungle, and for the Rising Spark patch, we're looking to improve the tank experience. Tanks are often the unsung heroes, and it's time to show you some love with our updates. Our high-level goal is for the success and achievements of tank players to be more visible to all players. Tank items provide a ton of utility, but their effects are often subtle, so it's difficult for you and your teammates to notice when you're using them well. So first, we're getting some new and improved Shopkeeper stock for you. Right now, Ixali's Seajar and Demon's Plate are great first picks for tank supports, but they're mostly benefiting players who want to roam all around the map. If you're more of an aggressive tank support who wants to get ahead through laning, Dawn Shroud is now your item of choice. When you immobilize a champion, Dawn Shroud's passive will damage and reveal nearby enemy champions. This effect will also trigger if you are immobilized. Next, we're reworking some other tank items to make their powers more clear and easier to appreciate. Randuin's Omen is getting a new passive. When you're hit by a critical strike, you'll now gain stacks. Attacking a champion will consume the stacks and heal based on the damage you took. This is replacing one of the item's old passives, which reduce damage from all critical strikes. Starting this patch, you'll need to attack to make full use of the damage reduction instead of passively gaining it, which will reward good decision making as a tank player. Frozen Heart's effect is also changing. Now, basic attacks and spells will apply stacks to your target. They will also gain stacks from attacking or hitting you or your allies with spells. Each stack will slow your enemy's attack speed, up to a cap. We hope that with a stacking debuff, instead of an effect with constant uptime, Frozen Heart's impact will be more noticeable overall. Outside of that, we're working on more tanky details that we'll share with you in an upcoming issue of Wild Rift News. Overall, you should expect new improvements for different roles across future patches as we look to continuously improve the general game.